Hello everybody and welcome back to another update. I am Pat from Pat's Path Predictor and we have a lot to cover, so please stay tuned. Let's go ahead and dive right into this. Alright, so this is what we have right here. Hurricane Agatha made landfall later this afternoon. I'm sorry I wasn't able to report it when it was going on. I had other stuff to do. I was in the middle of a lot of things I was doing, so I apologize for that. But yeah, Agatha made landfall. And basically, this thing is weakening at a very rapid pace, as these hurricanes usually will do, very quickly after making landfall. Hurricane Ida, though, was an exception. It started to weaken, but it was weakening at a much slower pace because of brown ocean effect. But the Agatha is now an 80-mile-per-hour hurricane, is expected to dissipate over Mexico. However, those remnants could cross into the Gulf of Mexico and form something else. So let's go ahead and guide through all of it, right here and right now. Alright, so this is the cone we have right here. It is expected to dissipate either Tuesday or on Tuesday, and those remnants right here, the post-tropical or potential tropical cyclone right here, is going to be right here, just about to cross into the Gulf of Mexico by 1 a.m. Wednesday. And depending on if the NHC would like to continue putting advisories up on this, will depend on the chances it has in the Gulf of Mexico to develop to another storm. And the chances are getting better by the hour. And actually not by the hour, they're getting better by the update. We now have a 50% chance of formation in the next 5 days, and this is what they put. Pretty much this, they pretty much put the same thing for this as the last time. They just upped the chance because it was at 40%, now it is at 50% within the next 5 days. Within the next 2 days, it has to go through Mexico, then it has to cross into the Gulf, so we'll have to wait and see when it comes to that. We're probably not going to get a 2-day chance until tomorrow, so stay tuned for that. But I will be continuing to monitor the situation, so let's continue into this situation. Let's go ahead and look at the public advisory. At 7 p.m., it was located at latitude 15.9 north, longitude 96.4 west. It is moving northeast at 8 miles per hour. It was at 6 when it made landfall, and it did actually weaken down from 110 to 105 miles per hour before it made landfall. But still a very powerful Category 2 hurricane. The amount of damage that happened, I will make an update video talking about the preliminary damage estimates when they come in. So stay tuned for that. On the forecast track, it could move inland. It will continue to move inland over Oaxaca through early Tuesday. They have decreased. The maximum sustained winds have decreased to 80 miles per hour with higher gusts. Rapid weakening is expected as the hurricane moves further inland. That's expected. These things do this every single time. Although I will say this: when hurricanes make landfall, the wind field starts to spread out. And you can really reflect this because the hurricane force winds now extend 25 miles from the center. They were at 15 when they made landfall. And then tropical storm force winds are at 90. The pressures went up to 981. So yeah, as they make landfall, they're basically the pressure gradient force that's kind of keeps it pretty compact, starts to give way, and it just starts spreading out. And those winds get weaker, but they also get wider as well. But, so, basically, whenever a hurricane makes landfall, like for example on Cuba, if a hurricane makes landfall, the wind field will expand a bit, and then it'll enter the Gulf of Mexico, for example Hurricane Ida, because while it was over land in Cuba, this thing didn't lose much of its structure. In fact, it actually organized and got a lot more compact, and it actually grew by a little bit. So that's an interesting fact we need to talk about. This is the current tracks that we have right here. We now have the first models with this thing potentially impacting Florida. I repeat, these are the first models of this potentially impacting Florida. Right here. This is about 5 to 7 days out. So if you're in Florida, you need to pay attention to this. And if you're watching this video, go share this to everyone that you know. We need to get people engaged in this, because this thing is not over. And with it forming in the Gulf of Mexico again, this thing could potentially impact the United States. So I want everyone to understand this. And the intensity, basically, it's like that. It's gonna keep dropping as it continues to move inland. But yeah, that's the update we have right now. For you guys, this is the latest on Agatha right here. So yeah, that's the situation. Share this video. Make sure people become aware of this, because this now has the probability of impacting Florida. So, but once again, we don't exactly know how strong it's going to be. It is 5 days out, but this now has the chance. Also, the wind shear in the Gulf of Mexico isn't the best for hurricane development, but if this storm keeps its composure and at least exits as like a post-tropical cyclone into the Gulf of Mexico, it might have a shot of strengthening a little bit. It might have a chance of overcoming that shear. But I've noticed over the last couple of weeks, the wind shear in the Gulf of Mexico is starting to weaken down a little bit from where it was when I made that loop current video, because the wind shear then was around like average 60 to 70 knots. Now it's down to around 50 knots, so it has weakened a little, quite a bit over the last couple of weeks, but only time will tell what will happen with this, and I will update you guys as this continues. Be sure to subscribe to the channel and turn on those notifications for more videos like these. It helps me out and helps me make more videos. It also helps inform more of the public about situations like this. So with that being said, guys, have a wonderful day. Stay safe.